Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming. Welcome back to Conquering the Euro on Football Manager 2021 with Everton. Today, it is part 5 of Season 9, and in today's episode we can do two things. I suppose we could do four things, but let's just focus on the positives. The first thing we can do, if we go and win the Merseyside Derby, which we've got a decent record in, especially at home in the last few years, we can top the Premier League at Christmas. Now, over half of the teams that have topped the Premier League at Christmas have gone on to win the league, so fingers crossed, that would be a good start. The second thing we can do, if we go and beat Southampton at St Mary's, then we can get into the last four of the League Cup for the first time in this save. Of course, the other two things I'm alluding to, if those two things go wrong, we could be fourth in the Premier League by Christmas, and of course out of the League Cup. But let's be positive. Hopefully we can go and beat Liverpool in the Merseyside Derby. Now, there have been 8 games since you guys have last moved. We've been on a good run. We've won 6 out of the 8 matches. Of course, last time out we played in the Cup, and that draw against Leeds in the League. Now, the good news is we've played all 6 Champions League games, and we got 15 points. Won 5, lost 1. The one we did lose was a game against Roma on their patch away from home. To be honest, we were through. I wasn't too bothered about this game, so we've put a few youngsters out there, rotated quite a bit. You'll notice Vandenberg, I think, only come on as a substitute, and they beat us 3-2. It wasn't a disaster. We were already through, and I was quite happy with that. We beat Copenhagen, we beat Lyon, so we qualified with 15 points, and Roma, the other side's qualifying. I think the draw is going to come a little bit later on. The draw should have been fairly soon. I think it's going to be in today's episode at some point. If not, we'll find out a bit later on. But yeah, the Champions League first knockout round scheduled for the 18th of Feb. So in the league then, in that case, we beat Brighton 2-0. Again, fairly good result. A bit disappointing against Norwich. We dropped 2 points. Norwich, a bit of a bogey side for us. We've never done very well against Norwich. But still, we got a point out of it. We were going to lose. Robin Vandenberg got a late goal in the 74th minute, so we got a point away there. We beat our former employer Wolves quite handsomely 4-1. We went and beat Fulham 5-0. Very good result there. We beat Arsenal 1-0, and this was an incredible result, really, because Sierra scored 4 minutes in, and then De Mortier, our central midfielder, decided to get himself sent off 6 minutes in, which just wasn't ideal, to be quite honest. So what happened in the end, I think from memory, we put Sierra to the central midfield. We had to do that pretty much. Actually, no, what we did, we put Sierra out to the right-hand side where Hill was, and we put Messina on for Hill in De Mortier's place. So that's how we kept that. And as you can see, I don't know how we did it, but 3 shots, bear in mind one of those in the first 4 minutes. We didn't play well at all, but we've somehow come out with a win. Great 3 points there. That could be crucial come the end of the year. And as I said, we went and beat Lyon 2-0 in the Champions League. So we've got a big day today. We've got Liverpool in the league, followed by that quarter-final of the Cup. Then we don't play till Boxing Day. So we've got a nice 9-day gap. Now, Liverpool have flirted with their managers and gone all in and around the last few years. With the manager who actually taken on today is the former manager of Manchester City. And we've played Liverpool once when Simone, what's his name? Inagzi or something like that has been in charge, and we lost 3-0. So not the best omen, but if you look at our record against Liverpool at home in the last few years, it's not been too bad. We had a 3 each, beat them 3-0, 1-0. They beat us 2-1. It's not terrible. 1 each as well. You know, it's not terrible for a home record. So fingers crossed we can get 3 points out of Liverpool today. And as you can see with the Premier League table, we will go top of the league at Christmas, and that would be a real good start to the league. 17 games in. It is very close up there between the 4 sides. Bear in mind, ourselves and Chelsea have got a game in hand, so if they both go well, we'll be on 40, Leeds will be on 40, United on 38, and Chelsea on 38. So the title race is oh so close, so every point gained and every point dropped is going to be massive. Now, we've got Liverpool. Man City could be a toughie, I guess, but I think Reading, Leicester, Sheffield United, Newcastle, Watford, and even Tottenham should be winnable games. So I think really after today's episode, I would guess we'll probably come back for the Chelsea match. But the team selection then for this match against Liverpool, again, it's the starting 11 that plays most of the time. Unless we've got injuries or we have to rotate, this is the 11 that will play now. We've got Costa in goal, our usual back four of Livramento, Almeida, Godfrey and Larios, Messina and Taylor in the midfield, Solken, Sierra and Owen in the attacking midfield, and Robin Vandenberg up front. You'll notice in some of the games we have made some rotational choices. A, because of injuries, and B, to rotate, because we don't want our best players getting injured. That's a big problem if they do, because this 11 is our best of 11. That's why it plays in the big games. And it's a big match. We've got 4 wins out of 5. Again, that loss against Roma, I'm not really too bothered about, because that was in the the Champions League. We'd already qualified, so not much of a concern. My God, Liverpool are going defensive today. That surely can't be right. That is crazy. 6 at the back. I'm inclined to play our attacking formation. I really are. Let's have a look at this. That is so defensive, it's painful. And I don't know whether before we start this football match, I think we have to go with our more attacking formation. We have to really make the most of this. Because Liverpool, I'll come in here with that sort of formation. That tells me, unless I'm reading this completely wrong, they are coming to the BMD Stadium to get a draw. And this is actually a problem Liverpool have in real life, whereby teams play like this against them. And they can only get a point. That's why I'm going a bit more attacking. I think we'll outscore Liverpool, no problem with this formation. But I do worry that there's an early highlight for Liverpool here. This could be a twist in the tail. Tonali, good tackle from Livramento. Just making sure we're not showing the full match, because it could be a painful few minutes of thinking, there's no highlight here, what's going on? But hopefully we can get a good start against Liverpool here. I really do think this could be our season. I really do. Again, there's no main front runner. Leeds United top of the league at Christmas if we don't win. That would be absolutely bonkers. Good ball from Benito Owen through to Robin van den Berg, who opens up the scoring here at the BMD Stadium. I'll say it before and I'll say it again. Robin van den Berg has to be one of the best strikers in Europe. Really good run though from Benito Owen, who made this goal happen really. To be fair, he could have gone even later. He could have dribbled even more and passed it to Robin van den Berg later on. But Robin did all the work in the end in terms of the finish. And I don't think we've got much problem. If Liverpool are going to set up like this just to defend, 6 at the back with 2 midfielders, they're going to struggle to get much out of this. So, I think I'm happy with that. Larios, Owen, back to Larios. What can we do here? Can we really take advantage? Sierra makes it 2-0. 16 minutes in, I think unless Liverpool really push up the field, then they have to have a rethink, as it says at the bottom there in commentary. We are carving them apart way too easily. I think the best thing we could have done, which we have done, is to take our more attacking formation. And against sides like this that are just going to defend, we'll really take advantage. Surely it can't be 3-0 here. That would be absolutely bonkers. Livramento out to Solken. Solken beats his man. Solken still. Benito Owen. Oh, that close to making it 3-0. This could be quite an embarrassing result to Liverpool. And I'll tell you what, it doesn't half help our goal difference. Our goal difference standing at 26. You can see, yes, there is the points difference between the top 4 and everybody else. But the superiority is there as well in terms of goal difference. We're all on plus 20, everybody else 10 or less. And Benito Owen, 3-0 up, 34 minutes in. I always feel guilty coming back from matches like this. I really do. Because if I hadn't have come back, it'd have been a really scrappy match. And Liverpool might have got a point out of it. And a risk of jinxing myself, I don't think there's any way, after the way we've started, 3-0 in, after 35 minutes, and just looking at the way the keeper's positioned himself there, Liverpool a side with no confidence at all, and we're going to take advantage of that. I think it might be wise to go back to our more defending formation. Again, that's no problem to go back to a more defending formation, i.e. just makes we don't get carved apart at the back. Liverpool have got one back. I'm not worried about that, to be honest. That's why I've gone a bit more defensive. That's the idea. If you're going to attack, then chances are you're going to concede the odd goal. So I want to keep our goal difference as good as possible. Again, you never know at the end of the year. It's so tight that 1 or 2 goals might just make the difference at the end of the season. I can't see it, but this league might just come down to goal difference. But I'll tell you what, we are doing very well. And to be on the top of the league at Christmas would put a big smile on my face. So what can we do here? Are Liverpool going to get back into this at 3 each? If we can score the next goal, I'm fairly sure it's all over. Van den Berg has put it in the back of the Liverpool net, but that is going to be offside. No bigger buzz for the fans to come here and watch us tear Liverpool apart. Something that I do crease at a little bit as a Liverpool fan in real life. And yeah, I don't mention it very much on this series because I feel like I'll get a load of comments. Oh, why are you managing Everton? It's been an experience and one I've really enjoyed, and I guess it's a friendly rivalry. I don't think I'd ever go to Man United. I couldn't dare do that. And I think Liverpool are going to go down to 10 men here. What's the referee going to give? He is going to give a red card. Wowzers. So we definitely might as well push our superiority, because look at Liverpool now. They've got one attacker and that's it. They've got one attacker and that's it. And poor Samuel Guyon up there, he's not going to get any service at all because it's all backs to the wall. I'm amazed it's only 3-1, I really am. I feel like we should get a bit more out of this. But you do you do end up being a bit too critical of the side then. I guess that's the problem. Owen with a shot nearly makes it 4-1. I guess it wouldn't harm us to try and rest some players before the Southampton match now. So we'll bring Sierra off. I think we'll bring Taylor off for Lewis Bates. And we'll also bring the forward off. We'll bring off Robin van den Berg for Dedi Satona and swap Owen and Satona about. It's tricky to know who to rotate at times. You can have your most important players, but sometimes there are, I guess, a lot of us think, right, our attackers are the most important players, and it's very easy to do that because they get on the score sheet. Robin van den Berg, the god as such, but actually there are some players, the likes of Godfrey, the likes of Larios. I guess Godfrey more than anybody, because Godfrey is a very old man now at the age of 32. I say that very much tongue-in-cheek, but Godfrey being 32, he needs a rest once in a while. So we do try and rotate as much as we can. We could have got more out of this, I think, at 3-1, particularly because of the shots we've had and because Liverpool went down to 10 men. But you know what? As the commentary says at the bottom, we were always in control. We did really well. 3-1 against Liverpool, the Reds, and we are taking control of Merseyside today. And we do take control of the Premier League. We're going to be top of the league by Christmas, and hopefully we'll be there by the end of the season. It's going to be close throughout. We're going to have one challenger, that's for certain. So let's see how we get on. But we now turn our attention to the League Cup. We've got a game against Southampton. Southampton are a good side. They are 7th in the Premier League. They could really upset us here. And I think we've got to a point in this competition where we can't really pick a weakened squad. We will rotate a bit, but can we get ourselves to Wembley for the semi-final of the Cup for the first time in the save? Knockout round draw time for the Champions League before the Southampton game. Of course, we've been seeded for the draw because we qualified top of the group. The sides we could play, though, I tell you what, none of these are easy. Dortmund, Chelsea, Hertha Berlin. I think that's probably got to be the tie of the round, I would say. Leeds, Paris Saint-Germain, bloody hell. Leipzig, Sociedad, Roma. Let's see who it's going to be. Leeds are playing against PSV. Leipzig are playing against Norwich. Norwich qualified. Norwich qualified. They really did, didn't they? Did Norwich win their group? Because that's outstanding. Where are Norwich? Bloody hell. Norwich beat Dortmund, Rangers and Porto. Well, fair play. Roma are playing Man United. Dortmund are playing against Valencia. Just avoid Paris Saint-Germain and Chelsea. Real Sociedad are playing against Everton. And Real Sociedad's manager is Pep Guardiola. Some big draws in there. Chelsea, Real Madrid. Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich. Hertha Berlin against Barcelona. There could be some real upsets there. And Real Sociedad, yes, Pep Guardiola is their manager. So when are those ties going to fall into the schedule? So after the Man United match there, and okay, interesting. I think next time out, we're probably going to have to come back for, I guess, Chelsea and Man United. And probably Real Sociedad. And if we make it, again, I'm saying very big, if we make it, the cup final in there. But I very much doubt we are going to make it. I can't see us competing on all fronts. You don't know. I'm going to keep going till the match because we are nearly there in terms of this Southampton match coming through. I'm quite excited. I really am. It's a competition that a lot would take as, don't really care about this. And to a degree, I don't either. But it's a trophy at the end of the day. We've won the FA Cup. We've now won the Community Shield. If we can win the Carabao Cup and the League, then apart from the Champions League, we've done absolutely everything we can here, which you're not going to complain at whatsoever. I'm going to make a few changes for this game. Larios comes off for Ricardo because Larios is a bit tired. Apart from that, though, I'm okay with that squad. I did make a few changes beforehand. Bate comes in for Messina. Lorenzo comes in for Hamilton Sierra. And Satona comes in for Owen. I'll tell you what, Satona and Sierra, I haven't really thought about it before, but Sierra and Satona, fairly similar names. But Southampton, they're a good side. They're a good side, and I think we could struggle against them here. I think we must have beat them earlier on in the year. They've got poor form, but at least they're setting up a bit more positively than Liverpool did. I still can't believe that to this day, really. All the top 4 sides have been separated in this draw. All the top 4 sides are left in, so ourselves, Man United, Leeds and Chelsea. And if all 4 of those sides get through, it's going to be tough. But the League Cup often throws up some interesting results. Man United are playing against Watford. We'll keep an eye on that one. Man United have gone 1-0 up at Old Trafford. But Southampton got past Crewe in their last round, and Crewe beat Liverpool and Man City to get to that round. So if if Crewe had beaten Southampton, we'd have been playing Crewe, and I don't really think that would have been a great draw, considering that Crewe had beaten Liverpool and Man City. There'd be some sort of edge about that game. I mean, true, they beat them on penalties, but nevertheless, Crewe were actually 2-0 up at Southampton. I thought, well, they've got to do, but Southampton brought it back to 3-2. I don't know why the game stuttered there, but a good opening goal, albeit it was a nice assist from Warburton, who plays for Southampton, but Robin van den Berg did enough to put it away in the Southampton net, and that is a good start for us. I'll tell you what, if this ends up being 2-0, we could be laughing till the cows come out. Satona shoots. It's been blocked from Maslov. Satona back in the box again. Solken, just over the bar. Two good chances there to make it 2-0. We've took the lead. We are in control. We should be okay, but Southampton might have something to say about that good save there from Diego Costa. I've said this before as well, and I'll say it again, but Costa has been a really good signing. He has. He cost us about 20 million, didn't he? Obviously replacing Pickford, who's now decided to retire, and has retired fully. So he's not become a coach or anything. He's just called it a day, which is a real shame, because I think I'd have called him back as a goalkeeping coach. He's certainly got good pedigree. I know he gets knocked in real life, and he's not. I'm not the biggest fan of him in real life because of obvious reasons, which we're not going to go into in today's episode. But I'll tell you what, in FM as my player, he's done very well. You can see Southampton have now made it 1 each, which is annoying. And really, after praising Costa, I'm not sure what the defence were doing particularly. We made it a bit too easy for Southampton there. Not too worried though. We're looking okay, as long as we don't go behind. That could be a worry. But I guess the problem is when you are one of the better sides, you do start to look at these games with a bit of complacency. That, I think, could be a penalty. Tricky one. It was more a collision of players rather than anybody trying to take anybody out. But Lorenzo couldn't get past. He was impeded, and therefore I guess it is a penalty. Lewis Parker gives the penalty, yellow card for the offender as well. And I would guess it's going to be Bate to take this. Can he put us back in the lead? He can't. Dean Henderson saves for Southampton. That's disappointing because we've obviously had that chance, which for the XG gods is like, oh my god, let's increase that by something bonkers like 0.8 just because you've had a penalty. The penalties really skew the XG, which is a bit of a problem. I was just thinking we were going to give away a penalty there with that tackle Lorenzo was going to put in, but luckily not. But we've had that chance. We've had that chance with Solken earlier when he put it over the bar, and also Satona. We've certainly had our chances here, and we could come to rue that come the end of the game. Man United, it's all over there. Man United 3-0 up against Watford at half-time. I'm going to say I'm not happy with the performance. I think we could have done a lot better there. Going to put to our more attacking formation. It's something I cried out for from myself a lot in the early seasons. I was thinking, well, you know, we're approaching some games a bit too attacking. That's why we really struggled against the top four sides. But having the chance and the option to switch between the two formations really helps, actually. We're lucky not to be behind here. We really are. We've not taken our chances. We need to really book our ideas. We've had 8 shots, only 3 of those on target. The XG isn't really worth looking at in this match because we've had the penalty, and that skews that massively, which would suggest we've not had brilliant chances, but we should be ahead. Solken puts it into the box. We can't make that one work. My worry is that Southampton counter and get another one, and they've looked pretty threatening. I wouldn't be averse to suggesting that Southampton will take this 1-2-1. Elanga, Warburton. Still Warburton on the ball, puts it to Vlasic. I'd like a bit more pressure from our lads here. Elanga puts the ball up again. Strucker's going to be 1-on-1 with the keeper. Good save from Costa, but Southampton could very much be 2-1 or even 3-1 up here. So we're not playing at our best. I think we might need a substitution, but the question is who, I guess. I'm going to have to bring Livramento off because he's absolutely knackered. Not before watching the end of this highlight, though, because if it does go 2-1, then we might have a bigger problem on our hands. But Livramento, we can bring him off for Axel Tuanzebe. And we're also going to bring on... I guess we'll bring Benito Owen on for Deji Satona out on the left. Give ourselves a bit more creativity out on that left-hand side. I really think Southampton are going to win this match. I really do. I just haven't seen the usual signs from us. Don't give away a penalty, that's all I ask. Godoy. Still Godoy. Tompkins, Elanga, puts it into Strucker. Oh, he beat the keeper, but he'd also beat the post. We're struggling here, we really are, and I can't put my finger on why. But can we nick and well, we can. That's what, I can't remember what the word I was looking for. It was the... What the bloody hell? I guess the goal that puts us into the lead is the phrase I was looking for. But we've got it. Good ball through from Bates. Lorenzo puts it into, albeit an empty net. It was a tap-in from there. I'm not going to complain. I don't think we've been at our best. Of course, you're not a real football manager, so we don't have the liberty of looking at all the games. So we can't judge it over 90 minutes. We can only judge this over what we've seen on the key highlights. But from what I've seen, we've not looked brilliant here, but it looks like we're going to get away with it. We're looking okay. If we can make it 3-1, then that just confirms it and takes a bit of pressure off and reduce the heartbeat slightly. But I think Southampton could still make it 2 each, and that's the problem with not having that buffer. And again, Southampton 1-on-1 with the keeper. Been a funny old match, this. Really has. Southampton have played well. We are struggling here. We're not playing to our best. Really not. We'll bring Hamilton Sierra on, put him out on the right. So the game crashed. Tell you what, since this update, there's been a few spurious bits with this game. I'm not sure whether it's been updated for the best, to be honest, with some stability problems. I don't think the game's crashed, though, at all, in the how many months of it being out now, which is pretty impressive, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did in the next few minutes. It seems a bit dodgy, but I think we're all right. But we are going to be going to extra time here, it seems, unless we can get a late winner. Southampton have played well, but to be honest, we haven't. We've not took our chances. Can we get a late winner? Let's see. Owen Taylor puts it through to Robin van den Berg, and it's there. And I think that should be it in today's match, and I'm quite glad about that, because even though we've got a few days break, we've got 9 days break, really I don't want the players playing another half an hour if I can help it. Obviously, we'd already made the 3 substitutions. I think we have won it. We're going to be a bit lucky to win it here, to be honest, because Southampton, I would say, have been the better team. Sure, we've had the bigger XG, but I think the penalty affected that. But I'm not going to complain. The good sides tend to win when they don't deserve it. Again, I might be being really critical, but a good win. We're through to the semi-finals of the Cup. Good stuff. I presume Man United held on there. They did. They won 4-0. Good stuff. Before we go, though, I'm going to have a look at who we've got in the semi-final of the Cup. Well, aren't you lucky? 2 wins and 2 draws in a day. Get it? No, never mind. But I feel like in this Cup, we're going to have to get past Man United somehow, whether it's in the semi or in the final. Bit of a turn up for the books, I guess. I expected it to be the top 4 sides in the semi-final, but Chelsea lost on penalties to Spurs, and Leicester got through as well. Leicester having a bit of a fall from grace. 2 bad seasons, but seems to have had a decent start, and Tottenham have had an absolutely shocking start. So I do think that if we don't draw Man United in the semi-final, if we're going to win this Cup, you would expect us to be playing them in the final. But let's see, we've got really a half chance at drawing them in the semi-final. So let's see, the first team out is Man United, and they're going to be playing, of course they are, going to be playing Everton. So Leicester have got Tottenham, yeah, as I expected. I thought it was Wembley that the semis were played at. That's the FA Cup, isn't it, of course. So 2 legs. It's 2 games you could say that we couldn't really do with, because we then have 8 games in January, but I guess we can rotate a bit for these. We've got Man United at Old Trafford on the 8th, then at home on the 29th of January. So I think what we'll do, we'll come back for that second leg, unless we've demolished them or the other way around and the match is over. But I think we'll come back for the next episode for the match against Man United in the second leg of the Cup final, the Cup semi-final, calm down, and then the match against Chelsea, which could be quite important. But looking at our run now up to that, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Premier League matches. I think we can only get away with dropping points in 1, to be honest. The title race is that close. I'll just have a quick butchers at the form of the other sides before we go. Again, yeah, no big games really in that 7-game period for Leeds. We quickly look at Manchester United schedule. Oh, they've got Chelsea on the 21st. So that's going to be the big one, I would say. Man United against Chelsea on the 21st. But the way it's looking, could be between us and Leeds for the title, which is absolutely bonkers. But let's hope we can keep it up and we don't slip, because this year I think could be our year, and if we can win the double, then excellent. Well, we won the Community Shield. It could be the treble, could be the quadruple, it could be the fifer. Don't really know what the version of 5 is, but I think we're exaggerating a bit. But a good episode. Again, top of the league at Christmas. I'll put on my little crown hat and eat my turkey, and hopefully come back and go to the Etihad on the 26th and go and beat them as well. But if you enjoyed that, folks, make sure to leave a like down below, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for regular Football Manager 2021 content. I think our time with Everton might be coming to an end. If we can win the Premier League this year, I'll look to go elsewhere in the summer because we have been here for a long time now, and I would like to do what we want to do to win, to beat the challenge, and that's to win 3 domestic leagues in different countries. So if we can win the league with Everton, I think the world's our oyster. Just depends what jobs are available. So if there's nothing great on, then we'll stop on for another year. But let's see how we get on. We're a long way from the end of the year yet. We've made a good start. Let's see if we can finish it off. Thank you for watching though, folks. Really appreciate your company and your support on the series and of course on everything on the channel. Thank you for your company, as I said, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye for now.